Hello. Are you struggling with creating healthy boundaries in your relationships? Yo, trust and believe you are not the only one. Relationships are one of the most challenging things that we as humans will ever navigate in our whole entire lives. So, let me give you some steps. Let me help you get some clarity. So, first and foremost, it is critical, super critical that you discover what your deal breakers are, right? And what's a deal breaker? A deal breaker is that thing that no matter what, you're not giving in. Some people already know they do not want to have kids, right? Deal breaker. Some people already know if you got too many kids, no, yo, it's a no. Hard pass, right? So, what are your deal breakers? Until you really, really, really get clear and are able to label them off. I know I want someone who doesn't smoke. I know that it's okay if they have kids. They got to have their own house. They got to have their own car. For sure, they got to have their own job, right? Whatever these are, deal breakers. And then most people, we get clear about the things that we want or don't want, right? But then when it comes time to actually like implementing the boundaries and being like, okay, we agreed that you would only drink so much, or we agreed that you would spend more time at home, or we agreed that we would connect 2 times a week. So, I was in a relationship where that the from the very, very beginning, the first thing that was asked is what I wanted from the relationship. And I said, I would really like to be able to see you in person 2 times a week. Well, that rarely ever happened. So then I had to ask myself, is this a deal breaker or not? Is this something I can live with? And in the end, you guys, if it is making you feel smaller or reduce yourself or feel like, oh, then it should be a deal breaker. So then when these things happen, the next most important thing is that what are you going to do about it? Because a lot of us know when we hit those marks and we're like, "Oh, you know, he just isn't doing what I asked," or she keeps telling me no, she's not showing up for me. Whatever the thing is, right, that you're beginning to recognize that is no longer serving your highest and greatest good. That's making you feel some kind of way. And this is such a key. Most of us ignore those little subtleties within our own self that's going, man, that made me feel like crap, or well, he always has me going hard and being ready. How come he doesn't tell me yes and be ready for me? Right. So these are the things. So when you run across these moments where you know you've hit one of your boundaries, I invite you to be sure that you have whatever the next step is going to be. Some people call it a consequence, some people call it, the give and take, but in the end, you got to know what you're going to do if these patterns don't change or if they don't start moving in a way that helps you feel better. You have to decide whether or not you're going to be ready to leave the relationship, whether you're going to give an opportunity for them to adjust. Or is there even a willingness? Are they even willing to meet you halfway or to listen or to be like, oh, you know what? I really want to show up for you. So, you guys, relationships, what can you say? It's imperative you know what you want to get out of it, what experience you want to have, and how you want this relationship to help you to feel. Because if it isn't helping you to illuminate yourself and feel radiant and feel like a better version of yourself, more than likely, it's time to implement those choices, right? To make those changes. And I promise you, everything that you're willing to give up for your own self, you will then get it replaced with something even better that matches what you have now identified. So I hope that helped. Until next time, blessings on your day.